It's super early in the morning and I tried to come out and do some filming, but I'm not going to get to talk a lot because my neighbors are out setting up their pool and chasing their dog down, and the birds are just being crazy. But I'm trying to go through my plants and figure out which vegetables I want to put in which pots. And I have lots of pots this year, so I'm super excited. We'll see how this goes. Now, I actually started on this vegetable garden a few days before the clip you just saw, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit. Don't you just love my sexy outfit here? Woo, looking good. I started by making a plan for my raised vegetable beds, and I went through all my plants and decided which ones I wanted to put where. Now, you know I'm a planner, so I had to make a plan and I had to make it pretty. I think I chose the hottest day to do this planting. Really shouldn't have done it at this time of the day, but you know, you just gotta do what you can do when you can do it. And then it was just a process of plugging them in. And can I tell you that playing in the dirt brings me so much joy. Don't forget those little, what are they called? Mycobacterium vaccae. Boy, those little boogers in the soil, they sure help with giving a boost and easing depression and anxiety. Now, just in case you're not a veggie gardener, did you know that you can plant tomatoes way down deep in the soil? They have all these little root hairs right along the stem of the plant that will grow new roots, and so the tomato plant will have a wider and deeper root system and be able to pull up water from deeper in the soil. This helps a lot in raised beds especially. One of the things I'm trying to do this year is to provide trellising for my vegetables that's appealing whether anything's growing on it or not. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that these particular trellising fences are going to be tall enough, so I may have to come up with another plan a little bit later. Once I finished my brand new vegetable bed, I moved to the one in the back where I already had some garlic that was doing really great and a bunch of carrots that I had babied over the winter and protected from the groundhogs and the rabbits. You can see the little plastic cloches that I have covering up the plants. They're just from some fruit juice bottles that I cut off the bottoms, and they actually worked really well. I was surprised until Gary the groundhog figured out how to knock them over. But he didn't figure that out until spring, and so most of them have made it, and I think I might actually get some carrots this time. I've come to the conclusion this year that it is essential that I surround my garden with lots and lots of flowering plants like marigolds and cosmos and bachelor's buttons so that I can have better pest control this year. Haha! I even found a little baby beet seedling that had volunteered. Once I had everything planted in the raised beds that I had room for, actually probably a little bit more than I had room for, but you know how it is. There's just so many fun things and I couldn't resist. But anyway, once I had everything planted in the raised beds, then it was time to move up to the pots that I keep on my deck.
Hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Crystal and this is my channel, Dwelling Delightfully, where I try to dwell deliberately, delight deeply, and do good daily. Today, I'm working in the vegetable plot, garden, patio. I don't know, I have an odd assortment. So I guess I'll show you what's going on.
The first step for putting the plants in on the deck was to figure out what goes where and what needed a trellis and try to get everything laid out ahead of time. Unfortunately, I hadn't really worked a lot on the plan for what would go where on the patio, on the deck, in my pots. Anyway, I hadn't really made a good plan, and so this took a long time, much longer than I expected. Especially since I not only had to figure out where to put my vegetable starts, where I had already planted and grown some seedlings, but I also had some things that you're supposed to direct sow, like peas and beans, that had to be planted directly into the pots. It took me forever. One of the things I love is green salsa verde, and so I wanted to plant some tomatillo plants this year and be able to make my own. Luckily, I had watched some other creators and their gardening videos and learned that you need at least 2 tomatillo plants in order for them to cross-pollinate each other? I don't know. You need at least 2 tomatillo plants in order for them to be pollinated and bear fruit. So I did end up with 2 tomatillo plants, but this one has a damaged stem. It's still got blooms on it and it's still trying. So I'm just going to give it some good support and we'll see what happens. This may be a failed experiment. There's a funny story about my seed potatoes. I had put them in the pantry because it's dark in there, and I went to pull them out to plant them, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I thought for sure that either my husband or my children had been helpful and put them in the compost bin. It turns out that apparently they were in a plastic bag, and that plastic bag got put into the bag recycling with the potatoes in it. Somehow, my younger daughter noticed that it was there, and she pulled it out and found them for me. So this year, I'm trying all different colors of potatoes. I've got purple and orange, and then I've also got some basic russet potatoes. We'll see what happens.
So the very next day after I planted this vegetable bed, we got a really bad frost, and I thought I had everything covered well enough, but I did not. This cucumber might make it. It's looking like it has some good new growth up here on the top, and some new leaves sprouting down here. So I'm gonna leave this one but this other one back here, it's looking really rough, and I have some extras, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap it out. That poor baby came right out. Now, you know, in my videos, I always try to tell you what I'm learning as I try to dwell more deliberately and delight more deeply in the days that I have. And this week, I've been so busy and crazy, and it's just been a lot. So this week, as I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you and what I've been learning myself, I was watching another content creator this week, and he was talking about how nothing had gone right for him this week. He tried to film several projects. He does a lot of DIY stuff, and nothing was going right. And he couldn't figure out what he was going to film, and he ended up saying that he was just going to try to fill his 20 to 30 minutes with putting these puck lights up underneath the kitchen cabinets. He pointed out that the pressure on a content creator is immense. Everyone wants to see something new every week, something creative every week, something different every week. And honestly, he said his life is not that interesting, and neither is mine. I do a lot of the same things day after day. I mom taxi 3 and 4 times a day. I water my vegetables, I check over my garden, look for things that I need to work on, and I do basic house chores, and I can only film basic house chores for you so many times. The lesson that I've learned this week, the thing that I've been reminded, is that we often put incredible amounts of pressure on ourselves because we see on social media this pressure to be more, do more, achieve more, be more happy. And I'm reminded that I have value and I need to love myself. I don't have to be this super interesting, creative, amazing, fabulous person 24/7. I just have to be me and be the best me that I can be. I just need to be who God intended me to be, which means dwelling deliberately, being intentional about my days, focusing on the things that are the most important. And it means delighting deeply in the things that I'm doing, whether that means watering my vegetables, pulling weeds in my garden, wandering around looking at the flowers that are blooming, vacuuming, doing laundry, taxiing my children. I need to delight deeply in those things and take as much joy out of them as I can. And last, I need to do good daily. Look for ways to show love and kindness and caring to others. Because when I focus outside of myself, part of that pressure to be more, do more, achieve more, part of that goes away. And I'm able to just enjoy life and focus on the people around me and enjoy their presence in my life. I am not at my best today. I am not YouTube worthy. I am a hot mess, literally. So I know that not all of you are gardeners, and that my vegetable gardening journey may not be the highlight of your day. So if you're still here after listening to me rant about how uninteresting my life is, I really appreciate you being here. And if you can relate to this in any way, I'd love to read your comments about it, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please bop the like button to encourage YouTube to share this video with others, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I give up. Ugh. What you see is what you get, folks. It's just a rough day. I am not looking my best. I do not have my act together. I am not YouTube worthy. If you're still here after listening to me rant, so this week, there is a giant spider right in front of my face. Be free. Eek. This week, oh gosh. So this week